Hello everyone, welcome to Pragyanam. I am Dr. PPG. Today marks the beginning of our new exciting series, Legends of Science, where we will delve into the incredible lives of brilliant minds. Join me in exploring an exciting journey into the life and discoveries of one of history's greatest minds, Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei was born in the city of Pisa in Italy in 1564. When he was a young boy, he loved to explore and ask questions about everything. He was very curious about the world around him. His father, who wanted him to become a doctor, sent him to the University of Pisa to study medicine. But Galileo found the mysteries of nature more fascinating than studying medicine, so he shifted his focus to mathematics and physics. His curious mind led him on a journey that changed the way we understand the world today. Galileo was fascinated by how things moved. One day, while he was in the cathedral in Pisa, he noticed something curious. The chandelier hanging from the ceiling was swinging back and forth. As he watched it swing, he noticed something interesting. No matter how far it swung, whether a small one or a big one, it always took the same amount of time to complete the swing. This got Galileo thinking, what if there was something special about how chandeliers swung? He started to experiment with different lengths of strings and different weights. And that's when he discovered something incredible about pendulums. He realized that just like the chandelier's swing, a pendulum took the same time to go back and forth, no matter how wide or narrow the swing. This discovery became really important for measuring time accurately, like the tick-tock of a clock. Galileo's observations about pendulums not only helped improve clocks, but it was also a great step forward in understanding motion. Long before Galileo's time, the great philosopher Aristotle believed something interesting about falling objects. He thought that heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects. Imagine a feather and a rock. According to Aristotle, the rock would hit the ground before the feather. But Galileo wondered if Aristotle was right about objects falling at different speeds based on their weights. Galileo imagined an experiment, perhaps climbing up the Leaning Tower of Pisa and dropping different objects to see if they fell at different speeds. It is a legendary story, but historians suggest it might have been more of a thought experiment than a real event. Nevertheless, Galileo did not need the tower to conduct his groundbreaking experiments. He dropped various objects of different weights from the same height, and he noticed something astonishing. He found that in the absence of air resistance, objects fell at the same rate no matter their weight. Whether it was a heavy cannonball or a lighter object, they hit the ground at the same time, defying Aristotle's belief. This revelation shook the foundations of ancient beliefs about falling objects. Galileo's experiments challenged the Aristotelian view and laid the groundwork for our understanding of motion and gravity. One of the most important moments in Galileo's life was his discovery and mastery of an amazing tool, the telescope. It was not his invention, but when he heard about it, he quickly set about improving it, crafting his versions with better lenses to see farther and clearer. With his enhanced telescope, Galileo turned his gaze towards the moon. What he observed was astonishing. Contrary to the prevailing belief of a smooth, perfect lunar surface, Galileo discovered a rugged terrain with mountains, craters, and valleys. Galileo's revelations about the moon shattered the traditional view of the celestial objects as flawless spheres. His meticulous observations marked a monumental shift in how people perceived the cosmos. His observations and discoveries with the telescope earned him the title the father of modern astronomy. In the late 1500s, when Galileo started his work, the prevailing belief proposed by ancient thinkers like Aristotle and later refined by Ptolemy was the geocentric model. This idea suggested that the Earth was at the center of the universe and the celestial objects like the Sun and the planets revolved around Earth in perfect circular orbits. Galileo, however, began to question this belief. He studied the writings of Copernicus, a scientist who proposed a different model, the heliocentric model. Copernicus suggested that the Sun, not Earth, was at the center of the universe, and Earth and other planets revolved around the Sun. Galileo was curious and started exploring the sky with his telescope. When Galileo looked at Jupiter, he saw something amazing. Tiny dots near the planet that changed positions every night. After observing them carefully, he realized that these were moons orbiting around Jupiter. This discovery was huge. It meant that not everything was circling Earth. There are moons orbiting around planets. It supported the idea that not everything revolved our planet. Galileo also pointed his telescope at Venus, and what he saw was intriguing. He noticed that Venus showed different phases just like our moon. Sometimes it looked like a tiny crescent, and other times it appeared as a big circle. These changing phases of Venus was evidence that it was circling the Sun, not Earth, as the phases matched what was expected if Venus orbited around the Sun. Additionally, when Galileo observed Saturn, he noticed something peculiar. Saturn appeared to have strange shapes on its sides, which he later realized were actually rings surrounding the planet. All these observations challenged the idea that everything in the sky revolved around Earth. Galileo's findings supported the heliocentric model proposed by Copernicus and encouraged others to rethink how the universe worked. Galileo detailed his findings and arguments in a book called Sturdy Messenger, presenting evidence in favor of the heliocentric model. Despite his groundbreaking discoveries, Galileo encountered strong opposition from the Catholic Church. His support for heliocentrism sparked controversy and resistance, and it was conflicting with the religious doctrines. Galileo's ideas were met with skepticism not just from the church, but from other astronomers and scholars of his time. Some were reluctant to accept his revolutionary findings, challenging the long-held belief in a geocentric universe. As Galileo advocated for the heliocentric model proposed by Copernicus, his writings and outspoken support drew the attention of the religious authorities. In 1616, the Catholic Church declared heliocentrism as contrary to scripture, placing Galileo's ideas under scrutiny. The situation escalated, leading to Galileo facing a trial by the Roman Inquisition in 1633. His support for heliocentrism and his book defending these ideas, Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems, led to his conviction of heresy. Galileo was sentenced to house arrest for the remainder of his life. During this period, he continued his work, although under strict limitations, contributing to fields beyond astronomy. Despite the challenges and conflicts, Galileo's legacy endured. His courage to challenge the established beliefs paved the way for future scientific inquiry and the eventual acceptance of heliocentrism. Galileo shared his ideas with the world by the two books, Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems and Sturdy Messenger. Dialogue Concerning the Two Chief World Systems was an important publication where Galileo presented arguments supporting the heliocentric model and challenged the geocentric view, creating discussions and controversies. In Sturdy Messenger, Galileo documented his telescopic observations, revealing his remarkable discoveries like the moons of Jupiter and the rough surface of the moon. Galileo Galilei's impact on the scientific world is immeasurable. As we delve deeper into the Legends of Science series on Pragyanam, we honor pioneers like Galileo, whose legacy echoes through the corridors of scientific inquiry, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge is an endless journey, one that beckons us to continually explore, learn, and uncover the mysteries of our universe. Thank you for joining on this captivating journey through the life and contributions of Galileo Galilei. Explore more about the Legends of Science on Pragyanam. And until next time, keep nurturing your curiosity and exploring the wonders of science.